Hey everyone, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
What the fuck is up, you guys? Fucking, it's been a long time. It's been, what, 7 days? Jesus fucking Christ. Where have you been? Where fucking you've been? We've been here. We've been here making a dope fucking episode for you guys. You guys are going to fucking love it.
Yeah, we haven't left the studio in 6 days.
We've been fucking working on our craft and our product to sell to you.
We've recorded 40 podcasts this week and deleted all of them, and this is the best one.
This is the best one, dude.
If you're watching it, this is the one that made it.
Yeah. And look at Chris. Chris is here with his black hat. I love that black hat, Chris.
It's the most comfortable hat I've ever had.
Is it? Oh,
So,
so
like,
that makes me feel so good.
I don't know what you call it, like the inside, the part that like actually touches your head.
Yeah.
It's like so soft.
The inseam.
Before I step out to grab my coffee really quick, can we just talk about, and you take the reins, Matt, about how I was in the bathroom and then Matt was proud of a scent he found and then it felt like my grandma was in the house, bro.
Stop it.
Please share the story. That is great content.
Ben came out of the bathroom, and this, mind you, so I give Matt a hug when I walk in. And I'm like, oh, are you wearing cologne? It smells really nice. Because I thought it smelled nice.
It does smell nice. I'm
And
smelling it right now.
Me and Matt are hanging out in the bedroom, and Ben comes out of the bathroom and goes, yo, why does it smell like my fucking grandma in here?
It does not smell like your grandma in here. And I was like, it's my cologne. It's my new cologne. My aunt's boyfriend got it for me. Because one day I smelled it on him and I was like, oh, that smells really good, dude. I would love that. He's like, I got you, man. So we went home and he poured half of his cologne into a bottle for me to have.
Honestly, bro, move.
It's so good, dude. He's such
What
a
a good
bro.
guy.
You know, and all that driving for Uber Eats really fucking really comes up to get. Oh, that's why it smells like it's really not good cologne, huh? Fuck, I'm just realizing now.
Yeah, Ben's
He's
an
a
idiot.
DoorDash driver. No way he could afford good cologne.
Ben's an idiot. It doesn't smell like his grandma's house. It smells like an Uber. Much better.
It smells like what his McDonald's bag smells like when he orders McDonald's using his Dash Pass.
I like how we're just shitting on Uber drivers for no reason.
If you drive Uber, good for you. You're trying. You know.
Yeah.
What should people do if they're driving Uber? You have any advice for people who if they drive Uber, what they should do?
Other than drive into oncoming traffic, I had car trouble this week, and so I had to take Ubers like 4 days this week.
Oh
to
yeah,
and from
wait,
work.
that's so weird now when
Yeah.
you started talking about
Yeah,
this.
wait, great,
How
we're
is your fucking Uber's experience this past week?
So most of them were fine. Like be a polite like hello when I got in, and then like have a good day, and basic, just quiet.
Expensive?
You got a little expensive, but we had to do it. I didn't have an option. I had to get to work.
Right.
So it's like between that or making no money. So then the one though that was fucking insane was my last morning Uber to work this Wednesday. I take the morning Uber to work and I get in the first of all, it says a Toyota Corolla's picking me up.
Okay.
And a Chevy Silverado, like the biggest pickup truck that Chevy makes, pulls up and he goes, "Hey, no, I'm your Uber, get in." And I'm like, all right, so I get
fucking
in.
red flag number
Red
one.
flag number one. I get in and he's like, "Hey, you Albanian? You look Albanian."
Yo, that's not okay to do.
Yeah, first of all,
not okay to do.
how fucking dare you? My head is not square, okay? I don't look like Minecraft Steve.
Albanians have fucking cubes for heads?
Yeah, you call them square heads where I'm
No,
from.
those are Cubans. All right. Can we go back to whatever you said?
So he asked if I'm Albanian. I'm like, no. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry about the car thing. It's my wife's car is the one registered, but I'm driving my car today. And I was like, all right, like I don't care.
Yeah.
Super friendly guy, really like just talking at me. Like one of those where you just keep going like,
Yeah.
Like it was one of those for the hour commute because I'm going towards Stanford, so I'm just in traffic with this guy the whole time on the Merritt. And he fucking keeps going, telling me everything about his life.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I won't Uber to Bridgeport normally anymore, but I saw your profile and I was like, yeah, he's probably fine.
Dude's picking his clients based off look.
And I made the mistake of asking, oh, why is that? He's like, oh, well, you're a white guy, so I figured you wouldn't rob me. And I'm like,
Jesus, fuck.
Yo.
You met someone who's more Chris than you are.
I think the fact that Uber has become like more of like a mainstream way of travel, like, yeah, that happens way more often now. Like, I low-key like despise when I have times where like I know like, oh, I'm gonna have to Uber somewhere right now.
Yeah,
because people, they're like taxi drivers now. Like these guys, at least the taxi driver won't fucking talk to you.
Right.
But these guys suck,
common fucking decency.
They suck. And like, I don't know, like they can't see the route before they pick you up because I guess that would like hinder their ability to want to pick people up.
Yeah.
But like one time I was at school and like I had to get to the airport, which it was like an hour-long Uber ride. So I like each time I would do this, I knew I was like, I'm gonna pay like $70 for this Uber. Like fuck it. Like I need to get to Detroit. I'm in a state I don't know where I am. So like I just want to make sure I get there. And this guy literally picks me up and he like swipes it to accept, and I'm in the car and he just goes, what the fuck, man? And I go, what? And he's like, I really wasn't trying to like go this far right now. And I go, well, I don't know why you signed up for this job, dude. Like, what are you talking?
Why'd you accept the?
It's your fault.
That's what I'm saying.
That he wanted to drive Uber.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, listen, I don't know what's going through your head right now, but like, accept, decline. I need to get to the airport. Like, freaking out. And he just like,
I'm really
a
not
little bitch the whole way there.
Passive aggressively
right now. That's so funny, dude. Honestly, if you're gonna drive. I've never taken an Uber once in my life because I have a car and I'm a responsible person and I know what to do with my fucking with my shit. And I come from a family where if my car has to get fixed, then my dad has another car for me to use while my car's getting fixed. So I don't need to do any of this like dumb Uber shit.
Daddy's Corolla, dude. Gotcha.
My dad's Toyota Corolla 2004 gets me to where I want to go when my Honda Civic 09's got to go to the fucking mechanic, you know?
I can't wait till the content takes off and we all live like somewhere far from here and Matt is like, yo, Dad. Where's the Corolla, though?
Ship it out.
Can you have AAA bring the Corolla to my house so I can use it?
Yo, Dad, you seen Carvana? Can we do that with the Corolla?
Dude, they would kill me. My parents would kill me if I fucking ever wanted to do if I wanted to buy a car off of like a site like that or anything like that, dude. That shit's nuts. My parents are trying to talk to me about what car I'm going to be getting next because they think my Civic's on its way out. And honestly, when I'm driving it, I feel like it might be on its way out.
Like a crazy amount of miles on that thing.
329,000 miles.
Yeah, it's coming.
That's a lot of miles.
I'm pretty sure buying cars on like my dad, he like negotiates with the dealers online now. He's like, I'm done fucking going to the
just like the fucking.
They're like going
Toyota
to the dealer,
store?
yeah, going to the dealership and talking to that guy like it's the 1800s. It's out of style.
Yeah,
the 1800s.
It's fucking sick.
I'd like to see our carriages, sir.
Model Ts, please.
Dude.
It's crazy to think about how you had that as your Uber experience.
So yeah, it got worse.
It got worse
because he said that and kind of laughed and was like, okay, maybe he was trying to make a joke and it was just like in poor taste.
Weird joke.
He doesn't know me.
to make to a stranger.
And this is like 5 minutes into the ride.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
it's gonna get worse.
Like I did what I just did. I didn't respond. I was like, yep. And then. Because you never know, like, if they're going to snap at you if you disagree with their racism, so you just got to, like, be quiet. I'm just trying to get to work. I don't want to get
you out of the car?
In the middle of the highway. Dude, and then he's like, yeah, I drive Uber now so I can send my daughter to private school. Which is like, I don't think that's how that works.
It's not enough money.
It's not how that works.
Uber doesn't give you enough money to bring your daughter to private school.
Dude, this is what he told me, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Which one did she go to? And he told me that, and we're talking a little bit about that. And then I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, yeah, I had to finally send her there because, the Bridgeport public schools. And I was like, oh, no, please don't. Please don't.
No.
He's like, a lot of blacks. And I'm
Jesus
Christ.
I'm just like, holy fuck, dude.
I was just like, well, that is an opinion you have. Like that was my nothing response.
Well, I think it's a fact, right? It's just how he said it.
It's how he said it.
It was fucked up.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's something.
If you said maybe that's how you feel about it, and he was like, no, there's a lot of black people in Bridgeport.
Starts pulling up statistics, to census data.
He's got a pie chart.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the ride, I won't go into more because I don't want to repeat the other things he said, but it continued down that path.
Yeah.
And I just kept sitting there like, we getting close, or you just dropped me off like 5 blocks away. I'll walk the rest.
Yeah.
I'll walk the rest.
I don't need any of my very woke coworkers seeing me get out of your car.
One of those things, because like in the comedy world, there's like a lot of super woke people.
Yeah.
That it makes me feel like I'm not, right, comparatively.
Right.
But it's like, racism can be funny when it's clearly a joke.
Yeah.
When it's done like in I don't know how to say, but like a funny, like loving way,
Yeah.
This was not a funny, loving way. It's like, racism's funny until you meet an actual racist and you're like, Oh, this isn't actually funny. This is horrible and unsettling. I don't like this.
If a lot of people were like, this guy, I could definitely see the world needing help.
Yeah, I was definitely. I understand why people vote the way they do after meeting this guy. Because I'm so insular in my bubble of very woke people that I'll say something like a little off and everyone will get upset and I'll think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm joking. But then this guy, it's like, oh no, he's like.
He means it.
He means it, and he saw my mustache and thought I was on the same team. And now I just got to go undercover. I just got to sit here.
I got to say, your mustache being like, you definitely need to keep it. I love it. I've always thought that you needed to keep it. But this much, what you have right now, I think is the perfect amount to have.
Yeah, I cut off the sides. I don't
dude. And honestly, dude, I think it's a good look like that. Like handlebar, like it definitely accentuated your character for sure. But like in terms of like attractiveness, that's most attractive. Like
made me blush, man.
You know, like it's still.
I think you should twist them.
Twist them.
My
do a little fucking
roommate,
French thing.
Junior year of college, would twist them, and I was like, "Yo, honestly, I wish I can grow a mustache for that style."
Wait, I see your stubble. You could grow a mustache.
You think so?
Yeah.
It feels very when I forget to shave for like 2 weeks, it just comes in like your ball pubes do. Like it's very spaced out. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
If you want to grow the mustache, I don't know because I can't really grow a beard. It's just like the mustache and the chin and the neck.
Yeah.
So I only do the mustache. Let your mustache grow out for like 6 weeks and then trim it down. And it'll look
more normal.
You gotta like let it grow out and then like whatever.
Okay.
If you have like an electric one, it's probably the best.
You gotta
like
go too much
trim,
and then
trim
pull
it up
back.
a little bit, and then it'll look better.
I'll look like when whatchamacallit, when they make a fucking serial killer movie, but they like cast a really hot guy for like the revamp.
Man, you're playing me in the Hallmark movie about all those women I murdered.
100%. 100%.
A young Chris Warren. It's just me.
You.
It's so good.
That'd be great.
Everything Timothée Chalamet gets to do.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I don't think you having a twisty mustache is gonna get girls to want to like kiss you.
No, I don't think it'll. Although it might get me like some steampunk bitches.
Yeah.
That want me to come to like Comic-Con with them.
But then you also have to do the whole thing with like you have to have the whole persona too. You have to
wear like a top
like
hat.
Yeah.
I got to start using like Victorian.
You
slang.
can't just look like it because then they're gonna want to come and talk to you, and then when they talk to you, they're like, "Oh fuck, never mind," you know. So if you're gonna have the mustache twisted, you have to like have that personality as well.
Yeah.
Or else the whole fucking it's a disguise. You know, you don't want to have a disguise.
Yeah, I also feel like if I have the twisty mustache, I gotta start wearing like suit vests, but without a suit.
Yeah.
Like just over a t-shirt. Like I'm wearing like a silk suit vest over a t-shirt.
And know way too much about like very certain like obscure things.
Yeah. I start wearing like circle glasses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's get into we're bringing back a nice little segment that a lot of you guys liked on this show.
Everyone asked. Millions.
Everybody, we got at least 4 DMs about it this past week. And Chris, you want to introduce the topic of the week, Chris?
The topic of the week is evolution.
Evolution.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Yeah, we are. We're going to try to do this
every
again.
time you guys do that, I just see the fucking graphic about a dragon.
Hell yeah, dude.
We clearly did not communicate this with Ben at all before in the pre-podcast review.
Oh my god.
A lot of people think that we're done evolving. Chris. How do you feel about that?
Devolving.
I feel like people have a weird concept of how evolution works.
Okay.
I think, where they're like, oh, one day because we're human, you know, like for instance, it's like, oh, because we're on screens all the time.
Yeah.
Like our eyes are gonna somehow get like bigger to like just look at screens.
Ooh.
But here's the thing.
That'll be cute for a little while.
Like
for a little while,
real life anime girls running around, dude, just fucking
don't even get me excited.
Dinner plate eyes.
Don't even get me excited.
But no,
that shit's fucking fire.
But here's the thing. The reason that doesn't make sense is because traits only get passed forward if they're biologically advantageous, meaning you were able to outbreed your competition. And they only get left behind if you weren't able to breed and pass on your genes.
Right.
So like having bigger eyes to look at screens has nothing to do with like your ability to survive or procreate.
Isn't that like the same thing as like if your dad got really fit, that doesn't mean you're going to come out being really fit.
Exactly. Well, it's also this thing of like evolution for humans has kind of stopped and is like going in a weird direction.
Yeah.
Because we, with modern medicine and society and everything, thank God, pretty much everyone, if they really want to, can pass on their genes. So it's not like survival of the fittest anymore. So we don't really weed out.
That's what Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is all about.
I'm gonna punch a hole in the wall. I quit this podcast. I've had enough.
Keep it in.
Like, yeah, so it's like we're not like really.
On jeans is really.
That was good. That was.
Thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Fucking take that watch off.
Even when I compliment the man, he's coming for me. Dude. I'm.
Continue. What were you saying though? What were you saying?
Yeah. So it's like
genes get passed down.
So in other words, like everyone's passing on their genes. And that's why we're not.
So phones aren't going to be the reason we evolve.
No, it wouldn't be. I mean, you might get some like deformities and stuff because of that. The concerns are that a lot of chemicals and plastics in our environment and the industrial products we use are seeping into our cells and can somehow, I'm not like smart enough to understand this, but there's fear that it's changing our DNA and chromosomes. Oh, okay. And then that will get passed forward to the next generation. That over a long enough time period could like weirdly evolve humans in like a way we can't really predict. Oh shit. Yeah.
I think it's selfish and egotistical to assume that we're done evolving. Like a lot of people are like, we're done. Like we're apex, and like sure that's true. But I don't think that
apex
means that
legends.
I don't think we're legends. We're apex. I don't think that means necessarily.
Then who you main? Who you main in Apex?
Chris
bro?
is nut runner. Chris plays nut runner in Apex. He runs nuts.
I don't play Apex.
Fucking loser, dude.
Call of Duty guys.
This guy even in FaZe Clan, dude.
FaZe up.
Up.
The FaZe Apex team is actually disgusting.
But yeah, no, I think it's super fucking dumb to assume that like we're done evolving. Like I don't think humans are ever gonna stop evolving until like we get shit like laser eyes and like wings.
Until we're all Homelander.
Yeah, and dragon
that's
breath,
the final
you know,
form.
shit like that.
How can any of us even say if we're still evolving or not evolving? Have you ever seen the documentary and they're like the Neanderthals came this time, and then 5 million years later, there's like some very niche like replica of a Neanderthal that's like so different apparently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like it's like back then it felt like hundreds of thousands of years had to go by just for someone to look like slightly different.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, dude,
like,
we'll
we
never
can't
know.
Tell.
We'll
we
never
can't
know.
Fucking tell.
Like the only things that have really changed in what we can record in history is on average weight and height and IQ have all gone up.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's only because of better nutrition. So that's not anything to do with our genes. It's just the more people on average are able to meet their full genetic potential because they have all the nutrients and food to do so.
Yeah.
Whereas before you'd be starving, so you'd like lose a foot of height from like starving as a kid, and like your brain wouldn't be as developed because you were starving as a kid and stuff like that.
This might be a dumb question, and it could just be completely due to life expectancy. But why is it that like, you look at me, and I mean, I'm not the greatest example, but you look at like me and a lot of my friends in like high school, and you're like, I mean, to us that looks like high school, but you look at me in high school in comparison to like my parents in high school, they all look like they're fucking 40.
I know.
Why is that?
So I've heard theories online that it has to do with like the way photos were taken back then and like style and stuff.
Style, like they still like look.
I still think they did look older, and I really do, and this might sound conspiracy theory, I really think it's that we as kids and like people like around our generation were exposed to way more fucking chemicals.
I fucking could like,
and I think the chemicals like fucked with our hormones and like kept us looking young.
I totally believe that. I think dude, you look at how they make a Tyson chicken nugget. They weren't always doing that. It's crazy.
The preservatives in there probably went in our skin. Kept us
and
young.
like millions and millions and millions of kids eat this shit just like every day because they're like, it has 3 grams of protein.
And also back then you got to remember like no one wore sunscreen.
Right.
So you were just tanking the sun and just like
getting that like
that leather.
But that's only like 20, 30 years ago.
You were smoking cigarettes at like 14, chain smoking them.
True.
And
drinking younger.
And you probably were drinking a lot more, a lot younger.
Right.
So I think people just lived...
stress was probably more back then.
I feel like it just feels like weirdly, and I also feel like it ties into life expectancy, but it's like me at 23, it seems so much more excusable to like even just do what I'm doing. And obviously like I have a very like fortunate life.
Yeah,
but it's like my mom was 23 and like having kids. And like, yeah, that's still very young, but at the same time, like people around her were doing shit of that nature.
Adult shit.
And now you see people at 23 getting married and have kids and you're like, yo, fucking relax.
Chill, bro, chill. You know what I mean?
You think it's like,
is that because we're living longer?
Do we continue to dress like kids?
It's not that we're living longer because humans have pretty much always had the same optimal life expectancy.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you're less likely to achieve it because back in the day there were predators, nutrition, and disease and stuff. But like pretty much every human has the capacity to live to about 80 is what we should live to as a healthy human.
My great-grandmother was born
to 30.
Well, because they'd get like eaten by a tiger or something.
Yeah, it was.
But
it
like
was
that
the
same
statistics
person
were-
biologically had the capacity to live to like 80.
Right.
Oh,
Because it doesn't make
shit.
sense to me that like life expectancy changes, but then my grandmother or my great grandmother, born in 1918, lived till 99. You know what I mean? It's anyone can do it,
dude. Yeah, they've said that the kids that are born in 50 years are gonna live long enough to reach 150 years old.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think 150 seems crazy.
Oh, and also they're still gonna be like old as fuck.
Because there's
it's medicine, dude. Now it's it's our technology and shit. People are de-aging themselves now. Like really, really rich people are taking so much medicine and getting surgeries and shit like that to reverse their age.
I don't know how much that stuff works. I think a lot of that's pseudoscience. So my favorite conspiracy theory, it's like a weird niche one deep on the internet that is so dumb but so funny, is that it's a lie that Neanderthals went extinct. Like, they lie to us and tell us Neanderthals went extinct, and Neanderthals are actually Jews. Neanderthals disguised themselves as humans and went into human society and pretended to be us so they could control us, and they're still around, and they're called Jews. And that was like the 80-page like internet conspiracy I read back in high school. And
you read the whole thing?
Oh yeah, it was so, because I was high as fuck. It was so funny. It was just like, because just building up to it, like how Neanderthals were like still around, and they were like secretly like pulling the levers of power and everything. And like once you get to page like 30, and it's like, and Neanderthals are now known as Jews. It's like, oh yeah, like every conspiracy, it just comes back to we did something.
Holy shit.
Chris in the mega quiet library, like 6 floors down, just going, huh? And everybody looks over, sees the book he's reading, they're all just like,
yeah, checks out.
I read that one too.
That's so good.
That's fucking great.
It's pretty good. Well, I think we had a good podcast.
It's a really good podcast.
I think we did good. Is there more evolution stuff you want to talk about?
No.
I think we're all devolving.
Like
we're going the other way now.
I kind of agree with you, Ben.
I think we're all devolving. I think what we were talking about when like we were like, oh, our parents looked like like I think that was like 70s to 90s was like peak humanoid.
That's stupid to think that the peak happened in
listen,
our like. In
you
a couple,
you don't. After some of the fucking claims that have been made today, you have no ability to call me stupid right now. That is absurd.
Come on, man. That's pretty fucking psychotic.
This is a safe space, I'd like to think. I agree with Chris. I think with all the fucking Kraft singles everybody's eating and the amount of fucking the amount of Mac sauce I enter my body, dude, I am gonna be like. I'm going to be one of those people who's like 70 and I'm like, why am I decaying? I was like, fuck.
Well, because you know how like they were, the hormones, the runoff from the fertilizer, because Alex Jones used to scream about this until like 5 years later they found out he was actually
the
right.
Gay?
Where, yeah, the fertilizer, Monsanto fertilizer was leaking into the Ohio River Valley water system.
Yeah.
And it was turning frogs not gay, but hermaphroditic. Yeah. So they were all becoming hermaphrodites.
That's what he meant by that.
Yeah, and I think that something akin to that is kind of happening to people right now.
Penises are getting shorter. People want to have gender surgery.
I'd love to know what
it's all because of the water.
Because clearly,
no, I think chemicals are fucking with people's hormones and endocrine systems.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
But you know the government knows what's going on. They must have an understanding.
No, that's the thing is everyone always thinks the government knows what's going on.
But you think they're in the dark about it?
No, I just think because people have this notion with the world, and as someone who's like studied history a lot, that doesn't make me an expert, but like feel I have a better perspective maybe because I've looked in retrospect at a lot of this stuff. Everyone thinks like there's these evil cabals of like 20 guys at the top of the government that we don't know that actually know what's going on and make everything happen.
Rothschilds.
Yeah, like the Rothschilds or anything like that.
Do you believe in like there being like elite circles of like Illuminati type figures?
They're not like
they're not as powerful as we make them out to be.
They're not as powerful as you think because power is actually distributed in the world. Like you need so many people on board to do things.
Right.
And also it's like the government, it's not like the government's like, yeah, we're going to pump these chemicals into the water and then that's going to make everyone like gay or whatever, right? Like my uncle thinks. No, what happens is the government goes, we need donors for elections. And, you know, Monsanto, the big chemical company goes, hey, we'll fund your elections if you don't, if you legalize this fertilizer. And the only reason they're using that fertilizer is because it's cheaper to make and they make higher profit on it.
So
and then they sell the fertilizer, and the farmers buy it because it's the cheapest, only available option, and then it just happens to make everyone.
So this also
like,
boils.
This
boils down to like when we were talking about like when I was like, what is the I don't want to go over to my neighbor's house and fucking take his house, but clearly there are times in history where people want that power. No, so it drives into that too. Things are a byproduct.
It's usually most things. There's not an evil person out
there. Can you tell my brother this?
Yeah, there's not someone evil out there like trying to get you or hurt everyone because they're a Satanist.
Dave,
there's
listen.
just greedy. People are just greedy and short-sighted and don't really care about you, and they make selfish decisions that have a cascade effect that by the time they get to you really hurt, and then you make up these whole conspiracies. But it's like everyone's like, oh, they're making all the food bad in America to like poison us so we're fat and lazy and we won't rebel against them. It's like, no, they're making it because it cost 50% less to make it that way, and they make more money. It just happens to make you fat and lazy. Dude. If they could make healthy food 50% cheaper, they would make the healthiest food. They only care about the profit.
Yeah.
They're not out to get you. They just don't care about you. Dude. So if you get hurt, you get hurt.
Right.
My brother needs to hear that. She just sent me a calendar today about what April Fool's Day means and the real significance of it. And I'm like,
what I'll say is there's a quote that says, never attribute to malice what you can attribute to greed or incompetence.
Right.
And that is not, like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay,
that.
Then with like, the whole like Epstein thing people get really weird about, and that's definitely real, but it's like people are like, oh, there's a cabal of people that are like all pedophiles and they're running the world. It's like, no, there's just this guy that had sold children to the highest bidder because there are rich people that are sick in the head and want to fuck children, and he sold them because he wanted to make money. It's not like, oh, that's how the world's government works. It's just like, no, these are just really rich people who are completely sick, like demon people, and money was involved. That's all. Like, you know what I mean?
I think those people, like the Clintons and stuff, they do like vials of child blood into their arms.
Oh no, shit like that definitely happens.
They think that they're going to make themselves young.
Yeah, it does.
Dude, it
no,
for
it fucking
sure
doesn't.
Does, bro.
You're dumb. Being dumb.
No,
I also think Kevin Spacey has killed multiple people. Not him personally, but I think he's had hitmen hired on multiple
We're breaking
accounts.
into the emergency Milky Way.
Yeah, we're breaking in the emergency Milky Way.
I am not diabetic. I am doing this because I want food.
We can end this at any time. I'm just having fun at this point.
But anyway, guys, I think this has been a really good podcast.
Yeah.
Bring us out.
All right, guys.
Dude,
He's too busy with the Milky Way. Guys, that's been You Should Be Worried. We love you so much. It's always so exciting to see you. You can follow Matt at Matty Fucko on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. Follow Ben at In the Making ITM on Instagram and TikTok.
Good sketches.
And you can follow this podcast at You Should Be Worried Pod on Instagram and TikTok. New episodes every Wednesday. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, DM us, hang out. Have a great time. We love you. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Yeah, you couldn't have chosen the worst candy.